Thought I'd be on my way and getting paid $1 million to my name, but here I am now. I pictured confidence, the compliments, the list of my accomplishments didn't work out. The life I thought I'd have by now, I'm nowhere close. It's way too loud up in my head. I can't get out. I try again. I'm stuck somehow. Push and pull. The tension is killing me. Self-imposed. The pressure, the misery. Holding on is holding me back from what I want and what I don't have. I won't get out alive. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. Caught up in unrealistic expectations, hostage in negotiations, and never winning. How can I fake it till I make it if I'm suffocating, pulses racing, never ending? The life I thought I'd have by now, I'm nowhere close. It's way too loud up in my head. I can't get out. I try again. I'm stuck somehow. Push and pull. The tension is killing me. Self-imposed. The pressure, the misery. Holding on is holding me back from what I want and what I don't have. I won't get out alive. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Deacon, otherwise known as Pancake. I am joined here by my co-commentator, Opixonic, and joined also by Le Jefe on the cams and maybe on the comms today. We are live once again with a brand new season of HT Supercross Next, Season 2, and this right here is Heat Race number 1 of the season. This is our first chance to see these new teams, new racers on track. We got some new names to learn that are going to be battling, duking it out for wins and podiums all season. So let's drop the gate here, Opix, for Heat Race number 1. We have Barry Barrows, one of your championship hopefuls in this one, but his teammate gets put into the inside pole there. Looks like Captain Rex on Jab's team, Bernolio Moto Club, grabs the whole shot there, and he's going to lead them into the whoops here on lap 1 with the lead. He's followed closely by one of those Resolve team members in the green armor, Paid to Drive. And we also have Treeman Glenn, who goes down on the double-double section right there. Looks like Emo went down in that section as well.
Oh my God.
Huge crash, multiple huge crashes as we get into the sand section right here. But up front, it's 3 separate teams. We have Bernolio Moto Club, we have Resolve, and we have Barry Barrows on the Art of Attack team there, moving up into second. We have the rider in red, blue, and green. 3 different teams represented here in the top 3 as we get the season underway. Look at Barry all the way, all trying to get aggressive already up the inside. They're going to kind of split the sections there. This is a battle that I love to see right here. One of your championship hopefuls, Barry Barrows, as he cuts down early on the berm, heading into that final turn there, took advantage of the fact that Captain Rex went wide, and now Barry Barrows, one of your championship favorites, up in the lead of this heat race. Now it's time to go to school if you're Captain Rex, one of our newcomers.
Yep, the scientist leads the way, and Captain Rex, the newbie to this season of HTSX Nexus. Barry, almost like
both of those guys, both of those guys cased it right there.
And Rex is going to case it up a little bit. This is the section of the track that I think is going to be the big difference. You kind of have to rail the berm pretty well to make this double and then not have issues with this small like wheelie tap section. But yeah, that's going to be the section of the track. Then in this section right here, you can't hit it full beans, as we see Tom try to hit it full beans here. Almost actually makes it stick here, but Rex is going to hold on to that second position, and Barry currently leading the way, the top 2, the 2 favorites in this heat.
Take a look back at this battle for the final transfer. We have 4 racers trying to keep it together here at the end of that rhythm section. That is a very interesting rhythm section. Look at this, 4 wide here over the finish line. two Resolve team members, two free agents here, Treeman, Glenn, and Emo, two free agents, and they're going to be split by the two Resolve racers there, as we have both Chosen and Paid to Drive in this one. Really interesting dynamic there. I can't believe how close the racing is right here between these four as they all fly over that double right there. Three riders trying to fit there on the outside berm. I don't think Glenn is going to be... Oh, nice move there by Glenn to let off and kind of let off for the table. So still bar to bar here through the sand section. Glenn trying to poke his way back up on the inside. Four racers here navigating the Supercross triple. Paid to Drive is going to go outside. Chosen to wheel as Emo tries to get to the inside. All these guys flying into the berm here. Crazy action here at race number 1 at the 6th. This track here, a Toronto 2013 replica forged by one of our most famous forgers, V Ionized, who is no longer in the community, but hopefully he sees this at some point and knows that his track is still being raced out here. We also have a battle up here in the P2 slot. Captain Rex is trying to hold off Dom P2111. We love to see Dom racing up here towards the front. He's had some internet issues in recent history, but I think he got it figured out, and now the Art of Attack racer is on the attack here as he looks to chase down and pass Captain Rex. We're about to enter this sand section. I'm kind of curious what people are deciding to do through here. A few different options. The battle behind them has settled down just a little bit. Black Spectre now up the inside of Treeman Glenn and takes him down. Nice. I think Black Spectre felt a little guilty about that one. Lets off and legs Treeman Glenn back by there, but those two have lost a ton of time now. So really 6 racers competing for 5 spots at this point. And so it is Barry Barrows up front dominating this heat race. Had to pass Captain Rex earlier on, but Captain Rex is starting to learn. Look at the way that he's cutting down. That's the way that he got passed for the lead earlier on. All these guys going to the inside here. Very interesting to see the line choices. I haven't been on track with a bunch of these guys this week. I just happened to forge the track, and now I'm seeing them race it, so it's going to be interesting to see how the lines play out. In P2, it is still Captain Rex. Jabbleston, your reigning champ, loves to see that, but he does not love to see that he is getting passed right now by Dom P211 into the second place spot. Zaya loves to see that, team leader of Art of Attack. Now Emo is going to come up to challenge Captain Rex for the third place spot, and the battle for the final transfer is hot and heavy right now between the two Resolve teammates, Paid to Drive and Chosen, side by side. We've already seen these two get together in the preseason, and Paid to Drive goes too wide into the he almost took out the mechanics right there. Those guys got to be careful. Hopefully the team leaders, hopefully D-Mills didn't get struck right there as his driver almost went into the mechanics area. So a three-way fight here for P2. Opix, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, now that you're able to take a breath, the team leader that's not loving things right now is D-Mills. He was talking to these guys, hey, don't follow each other, but in that just scrap that was between the two Resolve drivers and the two free agents we had, these guys were kind of having to follow each other, which was the one thing Darian said not to do. As Barry, I thought Barry was going down here, but he has a giant
Barry went down, and Dom, his teammate, went down and lost a couple of spots there, but he's going to be back up the inside. Look at this awesome racing here between Dom and Emo. Emo cutting to the inside there, free agent racer, but ended up with a podium last week in the preseason somehow because of an absolutely absurd ending side by side here into this double. You can kind of send it like Dom did. You can let off a little bit. Emo to the inside, kind of cutting off the line. A great move right there. Dom wasn't sure where to go, didn't know to go left or right, and Emo ends up taking that third place position. Still a fight between the two green racers there, the Resolve teammates, that team led by D-Mills NY, one of your race winners from last season. He ended up finishing 4th in last season's championship, now leading this green team here, and these guys duking it out, just swapping the positions back and forth. Paid to Drive with a better run right here, but Chosen up the inside with the block pass. Got to be careful that you don't take your teammate down here as they're both vying for this last qualifying spot into the main event. Chosen going to case right there and lose the position to Paid to Drive, but honestly a nice recovery, still in the fight. Speaking of fighting, this battle for second place just will not go away. Bernolio Moto Club loves to see what they see here with Captain Rex, the rookie racer, here sitting in second place. Had a lot of promise, was so fast in one of our preseason races, our newcomers event, and he's showing that speed here again when the regular season comes around. He's still holding off longtime Halo Racing veteran Emo and Dom P211 there, Barry's teammate. Barry's still out about 2 sections in front of these guys in the lead, Opix.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Emo here is impressing me here. We don't really see Emo race a lot anymore.
He will get the run up the inside, and he holds down P2 now, but back to what you were saying as we watch these guys navigate the whoop section.
I feel like we see Emo more in the Formula M series that's run on, I believe, Sundays here. And as Brux is going to get back here for second into this weird double-double section, Emo's going to rail that, but he's not going to have any room. He's going
Oh,
to
and down, and there was
flip.
like a slow, a low-speed crash right there, which in Halo can a lot of times result in a fall-off crash, and that's exactly what happened. So Emo goes from fighting for that P2 spot back to P4, and now about to be challenged by Paid to Drive, who's been put in a solid couple of laps here. The Resolve Racer might be able to improve his gate selection here come main event time if he can get a couple of these guys in front of him. And Emo, another mistake in the rhythm section right there. We saw a mistake from Dom in front of him as well. Paid to Drive, probably the cleanest of these three racers right here. Can he get to the back of Dom and apply some pressure? No one is applying pressure on Barry right now, but Barry hasn't been without his own series of mistakes here in this heat race, and that could be very important come main event time, because the faster finisher in your heat races, whoever gets first in heat race number 2, if they happen to finish their race quicker than Barry does, that means they will get the first selection of gates when the main event comes back around. So even though Barry is kind of demolishing out front right now, has such a huge lead, he still wants to be putting down the pace as much as he can to guarantee his best gate selection.
Yeah, and we will find out who has the faster heat after heat 2, but right now Barry is, if he's making a bunch of mistakes right now and he's still dominating like this, it might be a good omen for him. Meanwhile, the battle for second, Zaya's going to be looking this. Here comes Dom.
Look at Dom. Right there. Dom actually
turned it too far. Now everybody's here.
Three-way fight for second. Barry Barrows out front got the white flag. That means these guys are getting the white flag. Also, Chosen is right off the back of this group, not really in contention for these gate selections, or for the transfer spots, I should say. But let's watch this battle for second. Yeah. We have 3 teams and a free agent represented right here. Emo up the inside on Paid to Drive, kind of manipulating, trying to get some of the speed there off of the Resolve Racer. And he makes a great pass right there. Rex was off the side of the track, so this really is a 4-way fight right here. Rex getting back on, tries to get to the inside of Emo, can't make it happen. Paid to Drive cuts underneath, and just like that, Rex has lost three positions here on the final lap. Gotta hold it together here, make sure that you don't throw away the transfer spot. But now it's Art of Attack 1 and 2. Barry Barrows takes the heat win in dominating fashion here. Can his teammate hold on for second? Emo's gonna think about challenging up the inside, thought better of it. They're both gonna double their way through. Emo off the back of him. After Rex to the inside, and he takes over the 3rd place spot. You gotta be careful if you're Paid to Drive. He's gonna go all the way to the inside. Chosen can't quite make it happen. What a fight for the final spot there in this top 5 for the heat races. Chosen almost took advantage of that crazy chaos in the final rhythm section, but the straight transfers through are going to be Barry Barrows, Dom, Zaya loves what he's seeing. The Art of Attack racers 1 and 2. Bernolio Moto Club racer Captain Rex will be 3rd. Priest of Siren or Emo is going to finish 4th. Paid to Drive barely holds on in front of his teammate Chosen for the final transfer spot. And bringing it in is Treeman Glenn behind them and Black Spectre. No one really fell off the pace in this one. Obviously, Barry kind of was cruising out front, but all the rest of these guys pretty close in pace, Opix, and you love to see that in the first heat race of the season.
My God, I was going to say, Chosen's got to keep his foot in it, because these guys are going to be in a scrap. They might wreck each other, and they did, and Chosen almost got there at the end, but just not enough time. Maybe one more lap, who knows, but Chosen, Glenn, and Spectre, they're all going to have to go to the LCQ, and Barry dominating Heat 1 with a time of 5:43.960. So keep that in mind. If the winner of Heat 2 goes faster, they will get first gate pick in the main. If they are slower, Barry will get that first pick.
There you go. We have Zaya in the chat. He must be happy about his racers finishing 1-2. Also see Turkey Shot 98. Really a classic Halo racer there. Has been in the community for so long. Not with us right now. Not really racing. But glad to see Turkey Shot in the chat. Shout out to him. Calling out the Halo Justin Barsha there. I'm not sure if that was in reference to the Black Spectre move where she had to let off after that one. I think she felt the guilt. But we love to see the racing. Already some great racing action. We'll catch you in Heat 2 when we line them up in just a moment.
I'll be your warrior. Thought I'd be on my way and getting paid $1 million to my name, but here I am now. I pictured confidence, the compliments, the list of my accomplishments didn't work out. The life I thought I'd have by now, I'm nowhere close. It's way too loud up in my head. I can't get out. I try again. I'm stuck somehow. Push and pull. The tension is killing me. Self-imposed. The pressure, the misery. Holding on, it's holding me back from what I want and what I don't have. I won't get out alive. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. Caught up in unrealistic expectations, hostage in negotiations, and never winning. How can I fake it till I make it if I'm suffocating, pulses racing, never ending? The life I thought I'd have by now, I'm nowhere close. It's way too loud up in my head. I can't get out. I try again. I'm stuck somehow. Push and pull. The tension is killing me. Self-imposed. The pressure, the misery. Holding on, it's holding me back from what I want and what I don't have. I won't get out alive. I'm paralyzed. I'm push and pull. The tension is killing me. Yeah, self-imposed pressure, it's misery.
We are back here for heat race number 2, season 1 of HT Supercross next. Wait, what? I don't even know what I said. Race 1 of season 2. There's lots of numbers happening. I'm joined again by Opix, Le Jefe. We have him lined up here. Squeezu on the Golden Moa team. He's joined by his teammate Derbzilla. We have some more teammates here. Bernolio Moto Club has BLH and the Venom Fallacy. We also have Eternal Dink, Dark Horizon, and Doland, the third of the Resolve Men. Who is going to get the whole shot here in heat race number 2? Looks like a good start from the Venom Fallacy. He and his red teammate, they're driving through, and on the inside it was Eternal Dink, hit the pole a little bit. Dark Horizon ends up getting the whole shot, but the Venom Fallacy out front, and he's going to look to lay down some hot laps here to try to get a better heat time than his championship competitor. Barry Barrows, a huge wreck there in the rhythm section. So many riders casing, and it looks like Doland actually got the worst of it. He's going to be there in last on the Resolve green team there. Dark Horizon and BLH 728 getting into it, but up front early it is the Venom Fallacy and Derbzilla. Tyler from California versus Tyler from California. You love what you see up front if you are Bernolio Moto Club and Golden Moa. Speaking of Bernolio Moto Club, the teammate there, BLH 728, longtime Halo racer and Moto forger, back in the saddle here, committing to a full season of Halo Supercross racing, and I'm really interested to see what BLH can throw down here, Opix, as we head into lap 2 of Heat 2.
Yeah, if you're Javelson right now, you're liking what you're seeing here, just like Zaya was in Heat 1. Venom, we kind of expected to be the favorite in this heat, but BLH, the third-round pickup, I believe, in the team draft recently, weren't sure how, it's been a long time since he's been in the saddle here, and he is showing some good pace early on here, but Derbzilla is just, holding on to it here. BLH is catching it very slowly. This is a good battle for second. Meanwhile, the battle for the transfer position is heating up here as the final Resolve driver of the field here in the Dolan, holding on to 5th. Meanwhile, Dink and Wes are battling, trying to just make up time, but if they keep battling the way they are, they're not going to have anything here for Dolan here. currently holding on to the 5th position. We have Dark Horizon.
Go Dink with a little mistake right there, as well as these guys cross back over the start straight right there. Battle for P2 is hot right now between Derpzilla, who fell back off the back of your leader a little bit and now is in the clutches of BLH728. So we had a 1-2 team finish last heat race with Barry Barrows and Dom, and BLH is trying to make it a Bernolio Moto Club 1-2 up the inside on Derpzilla, able to make it happen. He's going to go to the inside. Can Derp get the position back here by going all the way over the table, doubling into the corner? BLH shuts off the line there and holds down P2, but Derp is still right there trying to cut underneath before the Supercross triple. Love to see this. Both of these guys, it feels like they're a little bit newer, but BLH has been in the Halo racing community for so long, just kind of been a spectator for so many years at this point, kind of forging in the background. So he still has a lot of understanding about the way that the Halo 4 Mongoose works and its physics, because he's been making tracks that he hasn't been showing us for some reason, but he's still been doing his thing in the background. So he now holds down P2 in front of Derpzilla, who...
Here comes West for P5.
There's the spot right there that we want to watch. That's the transfer position. Good call out there, Opix. The Doland on the Resolve team versus Squeezu on Golden Moa. Let's see how the lines play out here after the finish line. Doland speeding it around the outside. You end up with kind of a double-double right there. These guys are kind of putting a little bit of distance between themselves and Eternal Dink, and there's a little bit of a gap, about a section between them and the 4th place racer, Dark Horizon, in the orange armor. Really nice race there. His first race back with us.
Yeah, Dark Horizon here.
Squeezu up the inside, able to pin that front end down to the ground. Kind of gets a big hop there through the sand section. That wasn't very fast. And now Dolan's going to be right up the inside again. Really fast exit from the sand there from the Resolve racer back up the inside. He says not quite yet, Squeezu, but Squeezu now up the inside again. Not going to take it all the way to the berm. If Dolan can double his way through here, he does. But actually Squeezu with a nice run. Dolan chooses to let off there. He's going to go single, double, triple. You end up with a pretty fast exit right there, but Squeezu now up into the final transfer spot, and a pretty big gap between him and 4th place, and the gaps between all of your top 5 at this point split pretty evenly.
Yeah, Dolan's going to have something to say here at the end of this. He can keep up here. Again, Venom Fousley holding on to a huge lead here. Remember, I don't know what.
I'm sorry, I don't know what. I don't know what that was, but that was awesome.
Do they want to join us in the booth?
Ricky, you got to get off the swing set, Ricky.
And as we say that, Tyler, Venom Fallacy.
Oh, the Venom Fallacy. Yeah. That just reminded me of a soundbite from our community where I think it's me. I go like, oh, the Venom Fallacy. It was like, okay, that was years ago, but I just got deja vu. The Venom Fallacy loves running into holes for some reason. So let's get it back together here, back into professional commentator mode. Bernolio Moto Club loves what they're seeing right now because their racer last heat race, Captain Rex, he finished within the top 4 of that heat race, was able to get a direct transfer, and now top 2 positions in Heat 2 being held by the Venom Fallacy and BLH728. The fantasy, long, very many seasons and years of fantasy drafts from Jabbleston coming into play here. I thought that he had something special on his hands when he drafted these 3, and we're seeing it early here in Season 2, Opix.
Yeah, they're looking like the early favorites here to be the best team of Week 1. With how the team points work, it's a set amount of points that you get for winning each week, then for being second. Deacon, you can explain that later if you wish. But BLH looking like an incredibly, a great deep round pickup here for Jabbleston as Team Bernolio Motor Club or 1-2. Back into the battle for the transfer position, Wes is still holding on to a pretty well-sized gap, maybe about 4 seconds over Dolan here. Dolan's going to have to get on his horse here. Dink is actually, keeping Dolan on this year back in 7th. We were talking about, before Tyler had his small incident here, and before we had our third person come into the booth really quick, I was talking about how Tyler, the time to beat that Barry set in Heat 1 was a 5:43.950. So if Tyler can beat that here as the winner of Heat 2, assuming he wins this heat with 2 minutes left to go in the heat, we'll see what his time is. But will it be him? Will it be Barry? Will it be BLH? If Venom makes a massive mistake somehow, could BLH have something to say? It doesn't look likely at this point, as Venom's about 2 sections ahead at this point. But you never know. This isn't a game made for Supercross racing, but here we are.
Yeah, not a lot of head-to-head racing on track right now. So to your point, we will be watching the Venom Fallacy out front. seeing if he can lay down fast enough laps to end up with a faster heat time than Barry Barrows in Heat 1. It is pretty poetic. Those were our 2 championship contenders that we thought going into this that had the best chance at it, and they are holding down the heat race gaps right now at race 1 here at the 6. BLH728, they're sitting in second place, has probably seen this track layout many times before. He and his buddy VI and I's probably worked on this track a little bit together back in the early Halo 4 days back in 2012, 2013. So BLH throwing down a really nice ride right now. I love to see this. And just for context, like we were saying, that late round pull from Jabelston, BLH was a 3rd round draft pick. Derbzilla was the 3rd overall draft pick in the 1st round, and we see the difference on track right here. BLH really throwing it down. Maybe that speaks to Jabelston's ability to prepare his racers. I'm not sure how much time they put in on track. Not to take away anything from Derbzilla, because he's thrown it down a great ride here, trying to continue the momentum from his 2nd place finish at our preseason event last week. We'll see if he can get a podium in race number 1 here as well in the regular season. We have about 30 seconds plus a lap to go. It might be pretty close actually to see if the Venom Fallacy gets the white flag here or if it'll be 2 to go. Let's keep an eye on your leader as he is hitting this somewhat of a little dragon's back right there into the final rhythm section. 10 seconds between him and getting that white flag. Let's see how it plays out. 5, 4, 3. It looks like he's barely going to get the white flag right here, but I think that I don't know if that means he's going faster or slower. I can't think about in my brain what that would exactly entail, but it's going to be really interesting to see the final time right here. This is a good point to talk about on the final lap as we watch your leader go through that whoop section about what you were mentioning with the teams, because your top 5 here seems pretty settled at this point. Dark Horizon putting in some good laps, kind of creeping up to the back of Derbzilla there. Dark Horizon in the orange armor, not on a team, free agent this season, at least at this point. But yeah, the way that we're doing teams this season, if your team gets the most points on a certain week, you end up with a straight 20 points for that week. If you're the 2nd place team, you end up with 17, and then, or I forget exactly the way that I put it. I think it's 20, and then 17, 15, 13, something to that effect. But all that to say, you just get a set amount of points based on how well your team does. As the Venom Fallacy on that Bernolio Moto Club team snags the checkered flag there in heat race number 2. That was, I think we said 5:34. That was his time. What was Barry's time?
5:43.
5:43, so it looks like the Venom Fallacy is going to have the 1st overall gate selection come main event time. His teammate there, BLH728, in the red armor, finishing 2nd in this one. Derbzilla looks like he's going to hold on. Almost gave it up there by going wide before the finish, but holds on to P3. Nice race there from Dark Horizon, finishing 4th. And Squeezu on the Golden Moa team holds down the final transfer spot in 5th. He'll join Derbzilla. That means we're going to see 2 Resolve racers in the LCQ, as Dolan will be joining Chosen, and Eternal Dink there still keeping Dolan honest as they both cross the finish line as well. So that is your Heat 2 finishing order. The Venom Fallacy, BLH, Derbzilla, Dark Horizon, Squeezu. We'll see them in the main event. Will they be joined by Dolan and Eternal Dink? Only time will tell. Let's rack them up for the LCQ in just a moment and find out.
I'll be your warrior. I'll Thought I'd be on my way and getting paid $1 million to my name, but here I am now. I picture confidence, the compliments, the list of my accomplishments didn't work out. The life I thought I'd have by now, I'm nowhere close. It's way too loud up in my head. I can't get out. I try again. I'm stuck somehow. Push and pull. The tension is killing me. Self-imposed. The pressure, the misery. Holding on is holding me back from what I want and what I don't have. I won't get out alive. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. Caught up in unrealistic expectations, hostage in negotiations, and never winning. How can I fake it till I make it if I'm suffocating, pulses racing, never ending? The life I thought I'd have by now, I'm nowhere close. It's way too loud up in my head. I can't get out. I try again. I'm stuck somehow. Push and pull. The tension is killing me. Self-imposed. The pressure, the misery. Holding on is holding me back from what I want and what I don't have. I won't get out alive. I'm paralyzed. I'm push and pull. The tension is killing me. Yeah, self-imposed pressure, it's misery. Love and war, I've walked the line. I've held my tongue 1,000 times. Sometimes the truth is far from kind. And I feel the heat burning when it all goes up in flames. When it all goes up in flames. When it all goes up in flames. See the fire in my eyes.
Is Dolan there? Dolan has crashed.
Yeah, we'll have to let him get back in there. I'll let him know.
I'll be your warrior. I'll be your warrior. I'll be the one who keeps you safe. I'll be the one who always stays. I'll be your hope, your saving grace. I'll be the one who saves you when you're scared. The one you call who's always there. I'll be the SOS, the flare. I'll be the one. I was born a fighter. I'll be the one who keeps you safe. I'll be the one who always stays. I'll be your hope, your saving grace. I'll be the one.
The very first high-stakes, last-chance qualifier of HT Supercross Next Season 2 is lined up. In the gate, we have 5 racers vying for 4 qualifying spots. On the inside, Eternal Dink. To his right, we have Doland. On the opposite side of the doghouse, Black Spectre, Treeman Glenn, and Chosen. 2 of our team factory racers here, both on the same squad of Resolve, trying to qualify in. Top 4 make it. Let's drop that gate and see what happens in the LCQ here at the 6th. A great start on the inside from free agent racer Eternal Dink. Can he hold it through turn 1? It looks like he will, but these other racers are going to have the speed around the outside. Check out Treeman Glenn getting a 3-man pass there up into first place as we enter the first whoop section. The teammates on the Resolve squad side by side. They're going to have to be careful navigating the racer in front of them. Looks like he's casing a little bit. Dolan went off the side of the track. Everyone getting a little sketchy here. Looks like Black Spectre there got the worst of it, but this race is definitely far from over. It's going to be a fast one. Only 6 minutes plus a lap, and look at the fight for the lead. Chosen not quite able to get away from these guys. Glenn side by side over the Supercross triple jumps a little long. 2 sets. They're racing tandem here. The Resolve racers now going to be side by side once again. Treeman Glenn still holding down the lead, but he might come up a little bit short right here. He does. Here comes, what is that? I think that's Chosen to the inside. Yes, Eternal Dink jumping in between the Resolve racers. Almost gets thrown off the side of the track from a mistake from Glenn. And Chosen now up into the lead. Dolan, his teammate, trying to get around Glenn for second. And Black Spectre has done a great recovery race here to get back to the back of this group. She is not out of this one yet, Opix.
Yeah, if you're Spectre, you're watching all 4 of these guys just battle as, oh my god, Dink
almost went over the back of the berm.
Christ.
These guys were swapping. It was Dolan swapping side by side in the rhythm section, and Dink almost got the worst of it. But here comes Black Spectre. She's going to clear this double almost to the backside of Dink, and the fight is on. All 5 of the racers here in the same section. Black Spectre goes down. Another mistake, but not a bad one there. So not off the goose. So she's had to make up the time one time. She's going to have to do it once again here as we're on lap 2. Still so much of this race to go.
And as I was saying, if they're all going to be battling each other, Spectre could very easily just make a time. One of these guys wrecks. I was saying this in the first heat when we had that 4-way battle.
Ooh.
As we see Chosen and Glenn battling for the lead.
They had Dolan to the inside there on Eternal Dink. These guys going to be side by side. Does Dink throw it in? Goes for the block pass here, makes a little bit of contact. And just like that, it's like a repeat of last lap. Black Spectre back on the back of these guys. So she's putting in really fast lap times right now, getting back up to them. But just got to be careful with the mistakes. Cutting to the very inside there, opting not to go to the berm before the whoop section. A mistake from the second place racer. That was Treeman Glenn. And he's going to fall back to third, now side by side with Dink. And Spectre goes down on that section once again, but actually worked out because because she's going to be able to go on and off the table. It's held up a little bit on Dink right there. Now we're side by side in the sand section for the final transfer spot into the first main event of the season. Dink almost threw it away again there in the sand section. Lots of little braking bumps, acceleration bumps in the sand there. That's throwing these guys and girls off. So can Dink get back up and past Black Spectre right here, or will Black Spectre make the first main event of the season? We're watching this battle for P4 right now. Dink with another mistake in the rhythm section, so he's going to lose a little bit more time. If you're the free agent racer there in the white and green, you got to reset a little bit, take a deep breath, and then go after Black Spectre one more time. The Resolve teammates out front, 1 and 2, chosen as a little bit of a gap on Dolan. Treeman Glenn, free agent. Black Spectre, free agent. Eternal Dink, free agent. Those three vying for 2 spots here, Opix, to get into the main event, first main event of the season. Black Spectre made another mistake, and she's going to be slow here on this double section. Here comes Eternal Dink. He cases a little bit as well, and now the fight is on once again. This fight just will not go away here for the final transfer spot.
But as you were saying, Dink makes a little mistake in that double, and that gives Spectre a little bit more of a cushion here. The Resolve drivers 1-2. Darian's probably feeling quite relieved here as Glenn sending it in, trying to get P2 away from Dolan here. And again, I think Spectre might have made a mistake here.
Oh, Glenn up the inside, really set that up nicely. Gets to the inside, doubles his way through, but now that's Dolan cutting down. Sorry, I'm still getting used to these guys' armors and figuring out who's who on the green team there. They all look very similar. Treeman Glenn got that pass. Dolan tried to cut down to get the pass right back. Neither of them cleared that section very well. So let's go back to the battle for the final transfer as Black Spectre makes a little mistake in that section. Little side-to-side swap there. And this is not a great setup for the next corner here, going all the way over to the right side. That means Eternal Dink's going to be able to carry a little bit more speed into the double-double, but that is the first time that I've seen Black Spectre navigate that double-double section the way that she wants to right there. So learning as she gets around the track, and Dink going to be off the goose. That is a huge mistake there from Eternal Dink. Two-wheeled off of that last double. He still hasn't rail grinding his way there. Le Jefe may or may not have chuckled in the background.
He's doing tricks on it.
So Eternal Dink now has a ton of time to make up if the free agent racer wants to make it into the main event here, but Dink is going to put his head down and try to make it happen. He has about a minute plus a lap to go, trying to double his way all the way from the inside right there and not getting it quite the way that he wants. Super sketchy. All these guys throwing everything that they can at this track, trying to get down as much speed as possible to make it into the first main event of the season, Opix. 1 minute plus a lap to go.
Yeah, and if you're Spectre, no mistakes now. Drive smooth, drive your line. You have this final transfer position if you want it. It's a little sketchy. She's hanging on to it, though. She's having fun. I mean, she's not far off from second and third, admittedly, here. We see this.
No, she's actually made up a little bit of time there on your podium racers. So really nice racing here from Black Spectre.
Oh, my goodness. This has been... we're not even at the main event yet, and these races have been quite entertaining. I can't wait to see what this main event's going to be like, Deacon.
Here's that same pass from Treeman Glenn again in this rhythm section. You can choose to roll in, you can choose to double in. Dolan could have maybe gone around the outside, had the inside for this next section, but chooses to tuck in there. So Treeman Glenn versus Dolan. I love to see this fight here. Factory Racer versus Privateer. Treeman Glenn, the Privateer racer in the black armor there, but he's going to surrender the second place spot again. Chooses not to make the contact there before the whoop section. That's a smart race there from Glenn. He knows both of these guys have transfer positions in their grasp right here, but Glenn makes a mistake right there, and just like that, Black Spectre now up on the back of Treeman Glenn. So the Privateer's about to duel it out, and they have quite a bit of a gap on the fifth place racer, Eternal Dink. So you can't afford too many more of those mistakes if you're Black Spectre right now, but she can afford at least one or two more because she has a bit of a gap there on Eternal Dink in fifth place. Up front, it is still Chosen, opting to go single, double, triple through this rhythm section, and I've been seeing Dolan do the same thing. And Treeman Glenn here is opting to double his way through. He's going double, step up double, and then a little last double there. It's kind of more of like a wheel tap. Oh my goodness, Black Spectre down really hard right there on the same section that we were just talking about, and Dink couldn't take advantage of it because he made a mistake as well. Your leader got the white flag. That means all of these racers are getting the white flag, and this is the final lap of the LCQ. A little mistake from your leader out front, but let's keep an eye on Black Spectre. She has one more lap to navigate, Opix, to make it to her first main event of the regular season.
No mistakes. She takes the inside line again going into the section here. And you were saying it's not technically the ideal line, but she's been making it work. She's been doing it on the whoops as well, and she's still getting
There
that
you
good
go.
run
Really
out of it.
nice clean run in that rhythm section as well. So if she can navigate that rhythm section better than she did last lap, then she might have that final transfer spot held down. Let's keep an eye on your leader. Chosen, the resolve man, Doland here in second. He's going to surrender a little bit more time to Tree Man Glenn. Your leader's going to round the corner, take the checkered flag. Chosen gets the LCQ victory. His resolve teammate Doland is going to transfer through as well. They're going to bring Tree Man Glenn with them in third. Great fight there. And Black Spectre will hold down the fourth place spot, and she will make it into the main event. Our first female competitor to make it into a main event in HT Supercross next, I do believe. And Eternal Dink with a nice Kevin Windham transfer line right there will bring it home in fifth place there. That means, unfortunately, Dink will not be joining us for the main event, but some great racing there in the LCQ Opix, and we are going to see those top 4 racers in the main event. Any thoughts on that LCQ before we send it to a break?
Well, Darian's definitely feeling relief seeing his resolve drivers both make the main here. They got work to do if they're going to score some points for this team championship. But good ride for Spectre as well. I was saying, just don't make mistakes. You're going to get into the main. And Spectre, first female in an HTSX next race here. Main event, at least. Good achievement for her here.
Yeah, super exciting. Some breaking some ground right there. And yeah, the main event is
going to be crazy.
Going to be insane. Of course, it's really easy to kind of say we're expecting a Barry versus the Venom Fallacy battle. Those were your 2 heat race first place finishers. But Venom was throwing down some hot laps in that heat. He had 7/10 faster of an average lap time than Barry, so maybe Barry can step it up come main event time. All the speculation is going to be put to rest, though, when we drop the gate in the main event. So let's send it to a break and drop it like it's... I'm not going to say that. We're just going to go. Goodbye.
Let's go to break, Jeff.
This is the gate drop that we've been anticipating all night long here at the 6, a 2013 Toronto Supercross replica. The heats have happened. The LCQ was crazy. We have Black Spectre in her first main event here. She's going to join the rest of the field. Barry Barrows and the Venom Fallacy, your two championship title favorites, won their heat races in dominant fashion. Will either one of them be able to get out front here off the start, grab the whole shot, and check out, or will they have to fight their way through a hungry field of racers? Let's drop the gate here. Race number 1 of Season 2 and find out. A great jump there from Derpzilla there of the Golden Moa team. He will be side by side with the Venom Fallacy, and it's going to be at the last second, Priest of Siren. Emo grabs the whole shot, but it's going to be the Venom Fallacy followed by Captain Rex. The two Bernolio Moto Club racers out front early, coming through the whoop section. The Resolve racers were all three wide. A huge pile up at the end of the whoop section right there, and that's going to split the field into two already. One of the Art of Attack racers was down. That was Dom. Black Spec. No, that's Emo down after his whole shot. So the top 3 right now, if you're Javelston, you love what you're seeing on track right now. Look at that, the top 3 Bernolio Moto Club racers. But one of them, Captain Rex hits the pool. It takes BLH with him. They're still going to hold down the top 3, but that was a huge mistake right there from Rex. All the jitters from the first race of the season right here coming into play, but the Red Riders there holding down the top 3. The Dolan there on the Resolve team coming out of the LCQ trying to challenge for 4th place on, I believe is that going to be Barry Barrows? No, that's Dom. Barry is all the way in the back of the pack over here, still trying to get his way. Barry and that is Derpzilla trying to fight their way around Dark Horizon. So look at the difference in the pack already with the Venom Fallacy up front. He's looking to dominate this one. BLH 728 holds down 2nd. Captain Rex in 3rd. And Bernolio Moto Club is stacking up the podium right now, Opix. We have a fight for 4th between Dom and Doland.
Man, I'll tell you what, the other 3 team owners might start staging a lockout a la MLB next year with, it's like the Red Rider Dodgers over here, as Venom with a massive start, one of the favorites for this race. And Barry, the other favorite, is just mired. In fact,
we got to call attention. If we look at where the sand section is right now, going into the Supercross Triple, look, Barry Barrows and the Venom Fallacy just passed each other on track, and not in the way that we expected here going into this main event. Barry is stuck all the way back in 13th right now, already looking to charge. You can tell that he is kind of like riding over the limit right now to try to make up for these mistakes that have already happened. He has so many racers ahead of him to pass. The good news for him is this is the longest race of the night. It's going to be a 20-minute plus 1 main event. Black Spectre makes a mistake right there. Barry's got to be careful navigating that mistake, and he lands right on the back of her right there. So the Venom Fallacy loves what he's seeing championship-wise right now. BLH holds down 2nd. Still Captain Rex in 3rd. Dom in 4th. Squeezu on the Golden Moa team has made his way into 5th, but he just lost a couple of positions. Paid to Drive is going to get around him. Dark Horizon, Paid to Drive goes down as well. Look at this, 5 racers making their way into the sand section. Some of the Resolve racers. Dom was down at the end of the sand section as well. And look at this gap. Oh my goodness, look at this train of racers coming across the Star Straight right here. This is what I love to see here in HT Supercross Next. Everyone diving their way into this section. Treeman Glenn goes down and takes Derpzilla with him. The 2 Resolve racers making contact as well. What's everyone going to choose here in this rhythm section? Derp cuts to the left. He might get a 2-for-1 here on a couple of the Privateer racers right there. He's going to lock down that spot, but it's Dark Horizon all of a sudden out of nowhere hopping into the 4th place spot. Another Privateer in the orange armor there. He's right in front of Squeezu, and Dom has surrendered a couple of positions. Dom held down that 4th place spot this time last lap, but now he is the Art of Attack racer that we did not expect to see up front, but he makes another mistake right there. He's going to case. Paid to Drive going to make his way around, as well as Doland. What about the rest of the field? Kind of splitting him there. No, Derp gets taken over the berm. Chose to go to the outside there after Dom's mistake, and Dom really didn't have anywhere to go. I'm not sure. We'll have to kind of take a look at that. It's hard to tell in the moment, but some aggressive racing into the Supercross Triple right here. It looks like Emo might be coming up a little bit short. No, that was Glenn. Glenn and Emo, they look like they're kind of teammates right there in the gray armor. Oh my gosh, that was Dom, I think, getting into the side of Doland. Look at this mid-pack right now. It is absolutely insane action for the top 5 spot right now. Opix, take it away as we look at this rhythm section with about 8 racers.
So while Deacon has a moment to breathe, we're looking at this battle for, I don't even know what position. It's been crazy. Dolan having a pretty solid ride. Dom had a really good start to this race.
Oh my goodness.
Deacon, are you okay?
Yeah, these guys are racing so aggressive, Opix. It's crazy, going, ducking and diving, making block passes. Yeah, we're in the first 5 minutes of the season right here, and already some insane action. But I love what I'm seeing on track here from the Bernolio Moto Club team. The Venom Fallacy is dominating this one right now. BLH in second, Captain Rex in third. If these guys just continue to put down consistent laps. Oh, and we had another Art of Attack racer go down. That was Dom. He's trying to get back on track here on the Supercross triple, and he's going to fall all the way back to last place right there. Didn't want to stay off the track. We have some kind of markers. We have some braking bumps. Treeman Glenn going for an insane block pass there. Oh my gosh, these guys so aggressive. Derp still hasn't been able to maneuver his way around the backpack here, and Treeman Glenn goes in between sections right there. He's going to get passed by Dom. Wow, let's kind of reset it a bit right here. We still have a fight for fourth place going on. Dark Horizon finds himself hopping through the whoops. He's going to lose a ton of time. He's going to lose a spot to Squeezu, and that's Emo around the outside. Remember, Emo finished third on track last week at our preseason event in a crazy series of circumstances. He's trying to make his way aggressively up the inside of Dark Horizon right there. We have a Resolve inner squad scrimmage right here. That's Paid to Drive versus Doland, and Chosen on track behind them as well. So the three green racers all vying for this. I believe this is something like an 8th place position as they navigate the Supercross triple. The Venom Fallacy out front has this one handled right now. He was able to get through that second corner in first, get into that whoop section, and start checking. Now Derbzilla went down next to the mechanics area. That took Black Spectre and Dom down as well, and they almost went into the other side of the track right there. So you hate to see that if you are Dom, because remember, Dom was holding down 4th, I think, at one point in this race, 4th or 5th, and now has navigated all the way back to P14. And there's so much competition. There's so much what's the word that I'm thinking of here? I can't even think straight.
Chaos is
chaos, yeah,
chaos is, I think, the word of this race right now.
Everyone is just so competitive. Everyone pretty similar speed on track. So even these guys that we expect to be in the top 5, battling with guys back in 11th and 12th, and it is absolute pandemonium right now. So we're not even halfway through this one, believe it or not. But Opix, take it away, as we can still see the 3 Resolve racers on the Supercross triple. They're all in a row right there.
Yeah, all 3 Resolve racers all together. All 3 Bernolio Moto Club racers. 1, 2, 3. This is what I wish Ferrari looked like in real life F1, but we can't have nice things as Ferrari fans. But yeah, Bernolio is going to take the team win here this week. The Resolve drivers holding on, as I believe one of them has been having issues here. I'm watching Jeff's stream here. Obviously, it is full field. I'm not in the lobby. I'm trying to watch both Jeff's and Deacon's POVs at once as we see a run from Dark Horizon and Barry. Barry's been charging the whole up. What position has Barry gone to? He's making his way through the field here after.
Yeah, Barry's all the way up to 5th here. Remember, after being second to last. So a great recovery race here. Not even halfway through this one. He's doing his best to get past the privateer racer in orange there of Dark Horizon 338, but Dark Horizon, a good racer in his own right, knows how to ride a wide mongoose and ride defensively. Barry trying to make his way around. Priest of Siren into the mechanics area, does a full barrel roll there, trying to also fight for that 4th place position. And so, all right, sorry, this is going to be P5, and Barry jumps his way through, set it up outside to in right there. Dark Horizon trying to hold on around the outside. Will he send a return block pass here up the inside? A little bit of contact. Let's Barry go through right there. If Barry can hold it through in this next section, I'm going to be interested to see if Dark Horizon can double his way to the inside. A little bit of contact right there, but Barry shuts it down and now holds down the 5th place position. He has almost a full section to pass his good buddy here on track, Squeezu. Squeezu representing Golden Gold. Yeah, Dark Horizon not done right here. Gets a little bit of a pre-jump there into the sand section and still applying the pressure to one of your championship favorites.
Yeah, Barry, though, we have 2 drop races on the season. He's probably considering this. Okay, he could salvage something here. Maybe he doesn't have to drop this race as he sends it over that double. You can send it. I usually like to roll that.
And believe it or not, if we look at the sand section right now, your leader, the Venom Fallacy, we're not even halfway through this one, is already lapping racers, putting racers a lap down. He's gotten around Treeman Glenn. He's to the inside on Dom right now, who's battling with Black Spectre. So these guys trying to have their own race right here. You're not exactly worried if you're Venom Fallacy because you are dominating this race. It's not like you're going to get thrown back into the clutches of BLH, your teammate there, but he's still got to be careful because these guys are going to be racing really aggressive here as they're looking to get their best position on track. Venom Fallacy able to get around those 3 right there. Dom with a nice kind of interesting line there, really cutting off the final finish line berm right there. So how far up can the Venom Fallacy get? Again, we're not even 10 minutes into this one in a 20-minute race. Is he going to be able to get his way up to the likes of Emo and Dark Horizon by the time this one is over? I have to imagine he's going to get up to the 3 Resolve racers. So this could be one of the most dominant performances we've ever seen in HD Supercross Next, Opix.
Do you wonder if Darian's going to throw down the team orders to the Resolve riders? Block Venom. You're not supposed to do that. He can't. Actually, he is in the VC right now.
It's going to be the Sean Payton injury gate all over again, trying to take down the Venom Fallacy. Oh, Dom makes a little bit of mistake right there. I'm not even sure what part of the track that Jeff is watching at this point. Let's take a look at the Resolve fight here that just crossed the finish line, because that is Dolan versus Paid to Drive. These guys doing a great job of staying in front of Derpzilla, who finished on the podium in a great second place finish last week in the preseason. A few more racers on track to contend with this week. There is also a fight on track for the 6th place position, I believe. That is between Dark Horizon and Priest of Siren. But let's watch this Resolve race as they head into the sand section right here. Dolan around the outside makes the pass on Paid to Drive. Remember, Dolan was the 3rd round selection from D-Mills NY on this Resolve team, battling with the 1st round selection of Paid to Drive. So we're seeing how the different draft strategy is coming into play here. Derpzilla, another 1st round selection. So Dolan holding off 2 1st round selections in the team draft right now.
Yeah, it's a very good run for Dolan. Dolan says he's not very confident in his Supercross ability, but he's showing some really good pace right now.
Oh, and Barry Barrows. Let's check out the whoop section because they're about to hit this 90 right. Barry Barrows might get the spot right here up into 4th, and it looks like he's going to do just that. So if you're Bernolio Moto Club, if you are Jabbleston, the team leader, you're kind of biting your nails a little bit right now because Barry Barrows is throwing down some hot laps, and he is not far off from Captain Rex right there. He could spoil the Bernolio Moto Club podium sweep.
Yeah, it would be impressive if Bernolio can hold on, but Barry has been running very, very fast laps. I am very interested to see what his fastest lap will be. It was like a 53.7 or something like that, or I don't know. He was like 7/10 behind Venom's fastest time. They were in different heats, and obviously, different circumstances. Venom might have cut into the inside to try to get the fastest lap at the end. Who knows? But Barry charging up after what was just a wretched start, got caught up in a huge pileup at the first lap of this race. But a Barry, a 3rd place here, or even a 2nd. I don't know how close he is to BLH. Where's BLH on track, if we can figure that out?
BLH right now is crossing the start straight for the first time, going into this weird little Dragon's Back obstacle. So he has about a 3-section gap on Captain Rex, who is now under immediate fire from Barry Barrows. So Captain Rex versus Barry Barrows, this is the podium position fight. I saw that a little bit further back. Dolan had lost a couple of spots from the P5 spot or wherever around that area. Barry to the inside. Keeps it pretty nice there with Captain Rex. Captain Rex shuffling over to the right. He still wants to be able to double his way through this section. Barry has a nice setup right here. He's going to full send it side by side. Red versus blue. This is not a Rooster Teeth sponsored event, but we still got red versus blue on track. Look at that, standing each other up in the final corner right there. Captain Rex took the inside. Barry shuffled his way out to the berm, tried to get that finish line double. So a great defensive maneuver there from Captain Rex in the red armor through the whoop section. Dark Horizon was over the back of the berm right there into the whoops. He's got to kind of figure out how he's going to get back on track right here. He's stuck in the middle of the whoop section, so he loses a couple of spots there. You hate to see that for the privateer. Let's keep our eyes on the battle for 3rd, though, through the sand section. They have a 90 right. You got to keep the RPMs high here to be able to navigate the Supercross triple. More RPM control right here and throttle control to get all the way through the 90, jumping far into the berm here so that you can kind of hit this nice little Dragon's Back steeple jump right here. Kind of a little wheelie tap double, and then this rhythm section, which is mostly untouched from what it originally was back in 2013, one of the very first forged rhythm sections where you could take a couple of different options. Notice these guys really cutting off the finish line berm right there, and Barry cutting to the inside. Captain Rex is going to have the speed doubling his way through on the outside. Barry trying to cut to the inside, make a little bit of contact, and they're going to be side by side through the whoops. Does he have the spot here? Captain Rex going to let off a little bit, doesn't want to fight it too much. He knows the quality of ride that he has right now. Is Barry going to be able to clear this right here? A little bit of an unorthodox way of taking that section. Captain Rex back to the inside, kind of pushing him right through the sand section. Barry now holds down 3rd. Can he keep the RPMs up to clear the Supercross triple? He does. So one of your championship favorites has made it back to the podium. Remember, he was in 13th, but here comes Captain Rex again. Barry made a little mistake, bogged a little bit, so he is not out of the woods yet for this podium spot. Captain Rex still wants to hold it on, see if he can hold down a podium spot for his Bernolio Moto Club team here, Opix. Barry versus Captain Rex, and Squeezu kind of still there in the background a little bit, holding down P5.
Yep, the Bernolio Moto Club 1-2-3 has now dissipated. Barry has said, I am still here. I am still a championship contender. And again, Barry with a better start. Who knows what he would have been able to do about Venom and BLH. Shout out BLH, though. He hasn't been in the racing scene for a while here, but he is showing why he is one of the old school, one of the veterans of this type of racing, and he is putting on an absolute show in second. Not quite up to where Venom Fallacy is, obviously. Venom Fallacy is in another zip code somewhere. But yeah, BLH, shout out to him coming back into this and making jumps.
Oh my goodness, I just saw something crazy on track. Black Spectre led off to let BLH through. It's not really going to impact BLH's race at any point. He has P2 really held down, but that was a violent moment right there because Black Spectre was kind of sideways on track trying to blue flag. BLH got right into the side of her and just completely took her out, center punched her, as Ralph Shaheen would say. It makes me think of that Mike Alessi Brock Tickle crash from many years ago. That was absolutely insane. Black Spectre goes down a little bit again there, not off the goose, and still holding down the position in front of Treeman Glenn. So I believe that is the fight right now for P13 and P14. Your leader is going through the whoops right now and has lapped all the way up past Dark Horizon 338. Yeah. So Barry holds down third. Behind them, Captain Rex is trying to now hold off Squeezu for the P4 spot. And then Priest of Siren right there is on the lead lap, but for how much longer? The Venom Fallacy right there going to cut off the inside. So we've lapped up to 6. Emo kind of trying to send it in on the inside right there and stay on the lead lap. Got to be careful that you don't impact the leader too much. Obviously, he has every right to fight for his position and try to make his way forward on track as well, but got to be careful with those leaders. So will the Venom Fallacy get all the way up to his teammate here, who is in 4th place or 5th place now because Squeezu has passed him as well? So Captain Rex going backwards a little bit here towards the end of the race. He had so much buffer at the beginning. Those guys were getting away from the rest of the pack. So the end of the race, fatigue starting to set in here for the Bernolio Moto Club racer, but still a top 5 position if he can hold on. And that is a beautiful first regular season performance if you are Captain Rex.
Yeah, I must say, I was looking at Jeff, looking at the scoreboard. The field spread is kind of crazy with how competitive this field is. We have West in 4th, having a great ride so far, or I believe he's in 4th, and Captain Rex, unfortunately, down to 5th now. Is Tyler, the Venom Fallacy, going to catch up to his teammate after they had the 1-2-3 going? I mean, he is right there.
I mean, yeah, the Venom Fallacy could lap up to 4th in this race. Like, he might pass everyone except the podium. The podium might be the only guys on the lead lap, which is absolutely insane. And the crazy part about that is I don't even feel like this track, when we compare it to some of last season's next tracks, this doesn't even feel like it's that technical. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I wasn't on track with these guys, able to see it. But, I mean, I feel like this is a track that's pretty straightforward. There are some things clearly that you can do that are going to make your laps faster, as the Venom Fallacy is showing off right now. But I don't even feel like this is that technical of a track, and the Venom Fallacy is just putting on an absolute insane performance right now, Opix.
Well, you know what it is, and we've said this about Venom Fallacy before, when races get chaotic, as this one has, that seems to be when the Venom Fallacy thrives, and we are seeing it right now. We're seeing Venom is the guy that rides by feel and, you know, thrives in the chaos, and we are talking about Barry as the scientist who has the procedures that, you know, takes a look at the nuances as
I was going to call out that Paid to Drive went down on the rhythm section, and it is back into the clutches of Dom, and then Dom went down on the exact same jump, both of these guys flipping. So there's still a battle on track here between Dom and Dolan as they hit the Supercross triple, but BLH, who is in 2nd place right now, is trying to navigate the blue flag situation as well. Barry still holds down 3rd as he enters the sand section. The Venom Fallacy has gotten around his teammate Captain Rex, who has lapped 5th place and is now about within half a section of lapping up to Squeezu on the Golden Moa ride, who, to your point, is putting in a fabulous ride right now in P4. But all that being said, he's still about to be lapped by your leader as the Venom Fallacy makes a little bit of a mistake right there, cases the Supercross triple. So maybe Squeezu, if he has the ride of his life for the next minute and a half plus a lap, maybe he can hold on to that lead lap position right there. It's not going to change his finishing position. He will still have 4th either way, but could be the difference between having to do another lap or not.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, I don't know if Wes is going to be too fussed about trying to hold on to a lead lap here. I think he's just happy to have the 4th place spot as it is right now. But yeah, great ride for Wes right now. Great ride for Wes, or as Jeff likes to call him, Easy. Squeezu, as his gamer tag says. Whatever you want to call him, he is putting in an absolute, you know, blister of a moto, or main event. It's not a moto.
Yeah, two battles on track that I want to call
cases catch up,
attention to,
unfortunately.
as we have Captain Rex is about to enter the rhythm section before the sand section. He doesn't have that much of a buffer over Emo, Priest of Siren right there. Emo, the privateer, putting in a really solid ride, sitting in 6th place right now. He wants to get up to the top 5 and start challenging. We also have a battle between Dark Horizon and Derpzilla. Those guys battled all season, last season, in HT Supercross Next, finding each other on track once again. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I had missed something. There was a little bit of a reaction happening, but okay. Our cameraman sneezed and it scared me. But we have 30 seconds plus a lap to go. The Venom Fallacy has gotten around Squeezu, which means the top 3, the Venom Fallacy, BLH728, and Barry Barrows, are the only racers on the lead lap at this point. Let's give the rundown order. It is the Venom Fallacy in first. We saw a mistake from Squeezu. It is BLH728 in second, and he's about to hit the finish line. Barry Barrow's going to hit the rhythm section behind that. He is in third. In fourth, we still have Squeezu. Yeah, that's right. Fifth is the battle between Captain Rex and Priest of Siren, which we want to keep an eye on. Behind them, it's Dark Horizon, Derpzilla, Paid to Drive, Dom, Doland, Chosen. Black Spectre still is holding on a great ride in 13th in front of Treeman Glenn, and that is the rundown. Your leader just took the white flag, getting around Treeman Glenn for the second time there in P14. So we'll keep an eye on the battles on track while trying to keep an eye on your leader going through the whoop section. Captain Rex has one more lap to hold on for his first top 5 in his first regular season race, but Priest of Siren, the wily vet, is right there on the back of him as they go into this gnarly double-double section. We've seen so many mistakes right here. They both navigate it, both going to cut to the inside to get on top of the table. Captain Rex has a half of a lap to go. Little bit of a crazy entrance to that corner right there. Priest of Siren almost made the contact. Up front, though, I want to keep an eye on the battle and the leader. Your leader has 2 turns to go. Priest of Siren to the inside. They're side by side. Meanwhile, up front, the Venom Fallacy takes the final corner right here, and the Venom Fallacy is going to take the first victory in HT Supercross Next Season 2. Priest of Siren gets around Captain Rex with 2 corners to go, made his way through the rhythm section, and takes 5th place in front of the Bernolio Moto Club racer. But still, what a ride there from Captain Rex. 1-3-1, held down the podium for so long. Dark Horizon's going to hold it on in front of Derpzilla. The next racer on track, meanwhile, there's only 2 more of them, is BLH728, as he has 2 corners to go, going to come backwards across the start straight, and what a comeback race for BLH728, second place here in race number 1 at the 6, and Barry Barrows, not too far off the back, was in 13th at one point, and makes his way all the way back up to, yes, everyone is done here as we're crossing. So Barry Barrows was in 13th at one point, makes his way all the way back up to 3rd. Black Spectre holds down that 13th place position, and Treeman Glenn is going to bring it back around here for the final spot in the main event. I'm going to get the next game started so we can grab all of our stats, but what a race there from the Venom Fallacy, BLH728. Those 2 Bernolio Moto Club racers in the red armor dominated this one, and Barry Barrows with an insane recovery ride. You never know by the time the season's done. In this 10-race season, we take your best 8 finishes, and that 3rd place podium finish that Barry just came back and got could be the difference between a title and a 2nd place when everything is said and done, Opix.
Every point matters, and that's, we always say it, a recovery drive, points racing. Sure, it's only a 3rd, and your competition just, smacked the field around and got the W, but again, there's a long way to go. We got 9 races still to go, and Barry, he's going to put more time in, I'm sure. Obviously, the bad start hampered him. He might have been able to get the win or a 2nd place without that happening, but you know what? 3rd place is still not bad, and it's only 1 race. The championship is obviously very far from over.
Yeah, I mean, it's very far from over. It's very close to just starting, right? What an insane race 1 there. I love to see so many battles on track. I'm already getting DMs flooding through. I don't know if these guys are talking about incidents on track or whatever's going on. Of course, we'll go back and kind of make our way through the race and make sure that nothing too crazy happened. Let's see if we can get our 3 podium finishers in for interviews here. We can kind of stay live as we're doing this. The first man that we're going to want to talk to is the comeback man himself, Barry Barrows, who came all the way back from nearly last to that podium spot. So we have him in here. Welcome to the podium for the first time in the regular season, Barry Barrows. Probably not the way that you expected to have to get it done. Definitely not the way that you would have wanted to get it done. At one point, you were all the way back in 13th place on lap 2 or lap 3, and you were able to charge your way back up to 3rd, only about probably anywhere from 7 to 10 seconds off of BLH there in 2nd. So, I mean, take us through what you're feeling right now. Obviously not the way that you wanted the race to go. You would have loved to have been up there battling with the Venom Fallacy up there in first place and showing the speed that you have, but still an incredible race. You never know when those points will come back to benefit you when the end of the season comes around. So what are you feeling right now after that crazy comeback?
Well, I'm feeling sure. I was all the way in the back because, well, I sort of have the slow start ability, like Reggie Gigas, where I take a little while to get going, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to be all the way back there in 13th place. We all exploded, but I was able to compose myself and stay in a positive mindset, have fun, and weave through other racers so that I can get back to a high position. Obviously, I wasn't gonna make first or even second. At third, I was actually kind of surprised. I thought I was gonna get top 5, like 5th, but I made it to third. So that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, and we were talking before the interviews here. In the situation that you were in, you have to think about points and points racing at that point. The win, obviously, Venom had that in another zip code somewhere. He won by 33 seconds, apparently, which is crazy. But obviously, all the way back to 13th at the start after that just explosion of riders. First lap position of 12th, plus 9. I think we know who the hard charger was for this race today. And second fastest lap of the event here with a 52.85. We talk about, now I've talked to you about, the nuances, knowing how to get, the max out of your lap time. But how much does that just go out the window when you're suddenly just in the muck of the field, just trying to get by everybody? How do you go from running fast laps to just, okay, I just got to get out of here and through everybody? How does that change in your mindset?
So, the first I don't just practice a single line or 2 lines or 3 lines. I practice like a few backup lines as well for recovery, which could happen at any time. And there were a few places where I was able to use it. But the focus when I'm in the middle of the pack and I want to get through is give myself distance, because, well, screen lag, that's one of the reasons. And 2, I want to give myself reaction time to basically get around them when I'm in a faster line than them for a split moment, and I can get around, get the inside somewhere, and that way I can get a position.
Well, Barry, already early contender for most positions gained in one race there with the plus 9. It would probably have to take either you or Venom being dead last on the start to overcome, to be able to one up that number is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see if anyone grabs a double-digit plus minus at any point in this season. Hopefully no one is able to grab a negative double-digit plus minus, even though that in and of itself would be its own very special reward. So congratulations, Barry. Obviously not the race that you were kind of hoping for. Everyone kind of envisions what they want their race to look like, and this probably isn't what you wanted it to look like. But the good news for you is you have the confidence knowing, hey, if the worst of the worst happens, happens on the first few laps, I know that I can keep the composure and keep driving forward to be able to land on the podium and potentially save your championship hopes. So, like we said, you never know when this third place finish will come into play. We have a full season, 9 more races to go before this thing is decided. We're just getting into it. So congrats on the podium finish. Congrats on the third place. You can go celebrate that, and we'll see you back at race number 2 next Saturday.
Of course. Thank you very much, Deacon and Opix and Jeff.
Thank you, sir. All right. We're now joined on the podium here with BLH 728. BLH, are you here? All right. He's here, even though his first words spoken in several years were a little robotic, but that's all right. BLH, I kind of had a sneaking suspicion that we would see this kind of race out of you. A lot of the newer Halo 4 racers, a lot of the newer Supercross racers, they don't know the legends of the BLH that was lapping the entire ORL field in those wacky Supercross races back in 2011, 2012. But you knew what you had. You knew the potential that you had coming in. Is this the ride that you expected from yourself, or are you even surprising yourself with this second place a little bit?
Definitely surprising. I mean, the last time I even raced in Halo, I got last in a main event, so it was quite the experience to not do that.
If you could try to unplug your mic and plug it back in one time for me.
It's my internet, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's an internet thing. We'll do our best. We'll try to keep it brief because it's a little hard to understand. I think we can understand for the most part what's going on, but like to your point, definitely a surprise. I know Jab loves what he's seeing. We saw the Bernolio Moto Club 3 racers there in the red holding down the podium sweep there for almost half of the main event. Captain Rex ends up falling back a little bit to the P6 spot there by the end of it, but a great start for your guys' team there, 1 and 2 to begin the season. So Jab has to be loving his draft selections there. I'll bring it over to Opix if he has any questions for our second place finisher there.
Well, I was going to say, I don't have necessarily a question because it's been a long time. So these tracks have been updated a little bit since you've last been here, BLH. But how did it feel like racing like a modernized track against all these new people that you've probably never seen before?
Well, ironically, it was a track I was a little familiar with back in the day. You know, it was made by Ionized. So it was kind of interesting to see a new version of it recreated by Pancake or kind of updated. I guess, you know, nowadays compared to the track previously, there's a lot more exact positions or exact things you need to do. So a lot more checking up or a lot more speed control. So a lot different, but it's still fun.
I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. It's just so funny that it sounds like we're interviewing like R2D2. But I am getting what you're saying. So for everyone who couldn't quite understand, actually referencing something that I mentioned on the broadcast, which was that you'd probably seen this layout before because it was a VI-Nice track back in 2013. I'm just kind of wondering if maybe you had even like helped him out at some point, like forging it, but definitely a layout that you've seen a little bit modernized to your point. So kind of fun. I'm sure there will be tracks that you are brand new to throughout the schedule, but I bet it was cool for you to be able to be on one here that you had at least a little bit of experience with. But congrats on the second place finish. I know that we up here in the booth love to see that. Your team leader loves to see that. And so hopefully we get more amazing rides from you as the season progresses. Congrats on that second place. Go celebrate it. And we'll hopefully see you back next Saturday.
Sound good, Eats.
And before we get Venom in here, I would like to say, a little comparison here. We had somebody that hadn't raced in a long time come back to do next last season in Zaya X, who was your second place finisher overall last season. BLH,
subtle foreshadowing.
Second place in this moto. Look out for BLH in this championship. It's not just Venom and Barry. BLH is here to play.
There we go. As we're bringing the Venom Fallacy in here, I'm petting a Shiba Inu.
Hey, me too. We're in the same
And
room.
he's a the Shiba Inu is named Tyler, who also happened to
hold
win
on.
here race number 1 at the 6, the Venom Fallacy, one of the most dominant performances maybe that we've ever seen in HT Supercross Next. This probably takes the cake on an official HT Supercross event for the largest margin of victory. 32.9 seconds, Venom, between you and your teammate BLH728. Really cool to see BLH on the podium. We just got to chat with him a little bit, or the C3PO version of him. And so, what did that feel like? It must have been the greatest feeling in the world to get through corner 2 and go into the whoop section with no racers in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like telling myself that the entire time. I'm like, just get through the first 2 turns clean and out front, and I should be good. And luckily, that's exactly what happened. And then I heard that, Barry kind of got screwed. So, but even then, I know Barry's, extremely fast. So I still had to kind of like, keep the pace and not really hold myself up. But yeah.
So I quickly looked through the stats here of the first season of HTSX Next. As far as I could tell, the largest gap we had ever had last season was 19.95 seconds when Javelson beat D-Mills in a Mustang Meadow. So this, by quite a margin, is the largest margin of victory we have ever had in HTSX Next. Venom, I always say that you seem to thrive in the chaotic races. It wasn't exactly chaotic for you. It was chaotic for quite a lot of other people. But you had time for your Shiba Inu to come in, give them, some belly rubs, and then get back on the goose if you really wanted to. Does it get boring, or you're just like, all right, just run laps? Like, we're chilling? Like, I don't even know what to even say when you're just dominating like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get boring because once that happens and you kind of realize like you're out front and like it really just takes like a disaster for you to lose in that case, then I kind of try and set like different goals for myself. In this case, it was like trying to lap as much as the field as possible and still trying to get like as
you were bringing
fast
that
of a
up.
lap as possible.
We were bringing
So,
up is Tyler going to lap the field? Is he going to get up to the podium spots here? Obviously,
yeah,
only the podium finished on the lead lap, which is crazy.
I was kind of hoping like because I saw Barry in like the distance and I was like, man, I don't want to do it to him because I have a lot of like love for Barry and like respect for him, but I was kind of hoping like maybe I can lap him too.
Maybe
Yeah,
I can send a message early
Yeah.
on in the
Send
championship.
a message.
yeah,
Exactly. It's about sending a message.
It's about sending a message.
Yeah, I mean, just an absurd race. I mean, I don't know. We've never seen that margin of victory. I don't know if I've ever seen in a 14-man race like this, like only the top 3 podium finishers landing on the lead lap the way that happened. And I was saying towards the end of the broadcast too that this didn't even feel like to me like a super techie track that would warrant such a huge skill differential. Would you disagree? Did you think there was a lot of things on track that you were able to separate? I mean, clearly you were, because you had like 6/10 on the next fastest lap and over nearly a second and a half faster average lap than the next fastest average lap. So clearly you had found things, but just from forging the track and from kind of like watching some of the racing, it didn't seem like it was like this super insane techie track. So what were you finding out there to make the difference? Or do you think it was just the fact that you got the start that you did?
I mean, yeah, I was kind of doing some practice laps on it each day. Since the track was up, and I was trying to find like at first I was doing like 54s, and then I'm like, all right, let's see if I can get 53s, and then our whole team was kind of talking together like, okay, yeah, we're kind of doing 53s, and but then I was like, all right, I think I can do like a 52, or at least find ways to get to a 52. And
Fastest lap 52.267, by the way.
yeah. So the fast lap in the heat is actually like the fastest I pulled all week. My practice fastest lap was like a 52.25. So I think the heat race was like a 52.1. But it's not a very tough track or a very like technical track. There's just really small things that like you can kind of do to cut time. Like, for example, like in that first kind of like double section, if you get a really good bounce off that last double, you can kind of drift off the landing over like around the turn and cut down and hit the table on off and then like jump a little single, like really jump that far inside and get a good run into the sand after. So it was really just all about trying to cut time as much as possible and like certain turns and yeah. So
Yeah, definitely. Well, clearly you had it figured out. Those practice laps that you were putting in with your team throughout the week came to fruition and definitely benefited you. A 32-second interval between first and second, starting the championship outright. I know the Venom Fallacy is going to be looking for more victories that look just like that, where he doesn't have to worry about any passes, anybody challenging him. Of course, you can never anticipate exactly how it's going to play out, and I'm sure we'll have a bunch of different looking races throughout the season. But Venom, congrats on the first win of this new HT Supercross next season, the early points leader. We'll see if you can hold that red plate all the way through to the end of the series. But congrats on this first place. Go celebrate it with you and your squad, and we'll see you back next week.
thank you.
And everybody, that means that's all for our broadcast here. HT Supercross Next, race number 1. Like we said, my name is Deacon, otherwise known as Pancake. Thank you for joining myself and Opixonic, my co-commentator Le Jefe, joining us in the booth with all the camera work as well and kind of keeping things in schedule, getting our stats and different things like that. So Le Jefe, an equal part of this broadcast, helping to keep everything together. Obviously, the one streaming it as well, getting all of the graphics up and making sure that things look cool and that we have a good broadcast for you. So any final thoughts from either one of you guys before we send it to a close here?
Well, first of all, I would like to say happy birthday, Jeff. Thank you for all that you do this for this community, and hopefully Halo Track 6.0 is eventually finished. Shout out to Wes, who had shout out to Wes having a really good run, 4th place in this moto. Shout out to Rex, who started out well, ended up with a 6th place. Bernolian Moto Club looking like very easily the favorites for this team championship. Shout out to Spectre for making her first main event in HTSX Next. What a chaotic race. This was a fun one, and we have 9 more of these to go. So strap in, everyone. It's going to be fun. And yeah, I can't wait. Shout out to BLH, of course, coming back after, who knows how long. Might be the new Zaya this season. We'll see how it pans out. I'm excited, Deacon. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, quietly one of the better races that we've probably ever seen from someone coming back from a break, or just in general with BLH. Again, I think I knew his capacity, so it's not surprising, but at the same time, I did kind of wonder, did he have the drive, the competitive drive to compete and actually want to do well, or was he just going to kind of phone it in and not care? But clearly he cares, and clearly he has the speed on track, and Jabbleston has his team looking really good heading into race 2 next week. So thank you everybody for joining us. What an awesome night of racing. I loved every second of it, and we're going to do even more of it throughout the rest of the season, starting next week, next Saturday at race number 2. We will see you then.